Hello and welcome again. We are out. We are back at a location that I was at, I think it was the beginning of last year, back in Storm Dennis, and it was blowing a hoolie. Hazelstones, they're ever tasty, they are hazelstones. Hailstones, wind, rain, we had the lot. I'm back at Trefor and I'm heading up to the seastacks. Reason being is because why not? We're over this side of the country, thought we'd go up and have a look, and again I'm with friends, so they haven't been before, so we're going to go and take them and have a show them. We'll probably have the drone out, might give the drone a bit of a fly around the seastacks this time, and just generally set up and take a shot and see what we can make of it. So yeah, let's go and have a look at these seastacks, and if you haven't seen it the first time, watch this one and then maybe go back and watch the other one, because the other one was bonkers. We're just talking about directions, so I thought it might be quite nice to let you know where we are. So we're in Wales, and like I said, we're in Trefor. I'll put the map up like I normally do, and I'll put the what three words when we get there. But if you want to come to this location, it's quite easy. It's on the Clym Peninsula. Park in the car park at the bottom of Trefor. Come out the car park and head straight down the side of the coast to your left. Keep following the gate and you'll come to a small gate that takes you up through the field. Head through that gate and then across the edge of the cliffs, and you come to the sea stacks. So it's dead easy. So as I'll go along, I'll give you a few pointers just to make sure you know where you are. Like for the first one, we're just heading across this little wooden bridge, and yeah, dead easy. Quite a nice walk, quite a simple walk, and the sea stacks are quite impressive on some big weather, that's for sure. Is that you? I could feel something. So we're up on the top of the cliffs now, and your first view you'll get to see is this one. And this is one of the first little stacks, but that's not the ones we're heading to. That's just one little lone. Still a nice shot, still a nice image. There's no edge to the cliffs, so if you do decide to slip down, you're going off. There's no fencing or anything to stop you leaving this nice bit of Greenland. So we're going to carry on going. All it is just follow this path now, and the edge of the cliffs all the way along. I think we shot that last time I was here as well, down at the bottom there. This nice big rock, but like I say, it was a lot different, and the water's so clear down there. So clear today. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So we have made it, we have come along. In fact, we walked across a slightly different path, and we were a bit higher up, and we walked past, and I said these sea stacks look really different from up there. It's a completely and utterly different view. So it just goes to show, even though I know where they are, I still missed them and walked straight past them. But yeah, this is the sea stacks. Quite impressive in different conditions, obviously. Very calm, very plain, but the water's dead clear, so it's going to make quite a nice, pleasing image. There's definitely some cloud definition. We've got some, there's something going on in the clouds up there, so we're definitely able to bring some of that out. But we haven't got the same waves as what I had last time, expectantly, because there's no wind. But yeah, pretty cool. And the birds sitting on the top just make them as well. So we'll get the camera out. We'll use this rock face again for a foreground. A nice lime. It's a lot calmer this time, so we can put our bags down and not have to worry about them being blown away. And just see if we can set up a nice image. Something nice and colourful, if we can get those colours to pop with a polarizer maybe. Definitely different conditions than last time. And I thought I'd switch you back up. We've actually got a special guest today. A special guest to turn up. I'm going to flip you around. Do you recognise this person? Have a look. Oh, let's spin you around. Do you recognise this person just there? Bending down, getting his camera out. It's Mr. O! He's out. He's come out to play. We haven't seen each other for an awfully long time. Right. The group's together. Let's get my camera out. The camera is set up. Not massively impressive, but it's definitely a nice record of what we've got in front of us. I think the colours and the detail on the rocks is going to sort of stand out. So I've taken two. I've taken one a little bit wider. I've taken one a little bit closer, just concentrating on the actual sea stacks. I've got my polarizer on, and I've also tried a 10 stop as well, just so I can smooth the water out. The polarizer's on to try and give me that colour. I want to try and pop those greens out in the water, because it's really quite green and ever so clear as well in places. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm at f11. The rocks are dead central. I may end up cropping this down and making it a narrower image, either a 16:9 or a 2:1. But yeah, it's quite nice. I'm going to now move down where I was in my first video, what was here, because I know the rock face is a lot nicer. Get down nice and low, I can get down all the edges of the rocks leading round, so it's pushing you in. But I've started off in this position because you'll see this image that I put it up on the screen. I've got the separation in between the three little stacks, so that makes all the difference. So I'm going to go down that way. It's going to obviously overlap the rocks, but we will get a lot more nicer foreground. I've moved down a little bit further. I've come down to my right. I'm going to go down further still because the rock sort of on the edge of the cliff sort of pushes out a bit more, and there's some lovely lichens on the side, and they're all nice and bright and sort of orangey yellow. But at the moment where I am, I've got a nice jaggedy front in front of me with a lot of little white feathers on it, like seagull feathers. So I quite like the idea that the feathers are there. So I'm trying to use them. I might have to do this as a stack. I'm going to try and do a stack of the stacks, one at the top, and I'll take one a bit lower down, just getting a little bit more to the foreground. I've only got my 18mm on at the moment. I don't want to go and change it because I know the other one will be a little bit too wide. Probably, I might change it in a moment. So first of all, I'm taking a picture of the foreground. So I'll put my finger in the shot. I'm taking a picture of my finger. It's a bit something that Gareth Danks does quite a lot. Put my finger in so I know where the focus stacking is, because I sometimes forget to do my focus stacking when I'm at home now. And the other thing I'm going to do while I'm here, and before I move the camera, I'm going to take my timer off because it's fast enough, and I'm just going to get a few seagulls as they fly around the rocks. And then what I'll do is I'll blend the odd seagull back in, and it'll make it look like there's lots of seagulls out there flying around. So all the little seagulls I can paint back in, sort of a bit like a time blend type of thing. So yeah, that should just add a few more seagulls to the image. Get another one coming round here. He's just flying around now. There's a nice one. And they're all flying around. So we'll just get a few shots, different seagulls in different places. Then I can overlay them afterwards. Right, so I'm also going to take a long exposure as well. This one won't be able to blend it with the seagulls, but what I will do with a long exposure is I'll blend the top of the cliff back in, so the seagulls that are moving their heads, I can blend them back in and just try and keep them solid then. So that's the image from it. The light's just coming out on it a little bit as well, which is quite nice. And I've got the polarizer on still as well. So I've come down further around now where the rocks are jutting out and getting rid of some of that negative space. I love the rocks in the bottom. It takes up all the sort of emptiness. I love all the colours, I love the little flower things that are on there, I love all the lichens, and it looks really, really good, and the jaggedness. But I've got a major issue with my own photograph, and I can't do anything with it. I'm just taking a few stacked shots now, focus stacked going back, and I'm putting my finger in them, like I said, to each one so that I can see whereabouts it's focused on. And I don't normally worry too much about how much focus I've got in an image, but a lot of people are doing it now, so I'm going to try and get everything sharp and then only use the ones I necessarily want to use. The problem I've got though, and I'll put the video on for you and show you what it is I've actually got. So this is what I'm videoing. This is what I'm focusing on. I focus stack down in this foreground, I focus stack on this rock, and I focus stack up on the cliff at the back there. The problem I've got is that there, that little bit there where it's touching that horizon line, the water line. Now I can bring the tripod up, but I've got to go up a long way to get rid of it up there. And when I'm doing that, I'm increasing this gap at the bottom, which I don't like. So I've not a lot I can do about it. If I go down any lower, then by going lower, if I can show you, by going down lower, I then bring this cliff into this edge, and it doesn't quite work. I can try one maybe somewhere about there, just so I've got a bit of separation there, but it's just sticking over the horizon then. It's just clipping there, so it might be one of those images where I have to sort of put up with it, because the rest of it sort of might make up for the fact that it's hitting that horizon, but I know it's there, and it's bogging me. Never mind. There's not a lot I can do about it. Not a lot I can do at all. Come down to the end, as you can see behind me down there. Come right down to the end now. The problem I've got is I was hoping it was going to give us a different view with some more foreground interest, but if I spin you around, what we've got now, the problem I've got is this stack there is blended into that background, and it really doesn't work at all on its own. Maybe if that was covered in snow or something, or ice, but that's just blending in, so it doesn't work. So this foreground that I was hoping to use here, this lot here, isn't going to work. So I suppose we need to just try and invent the wheel, see if we can find something else. But I've got a bit of drone battery left, and I think it's a damn shame not to use my drone. Let's see if I can get one photo with the drone. See you in a bit. I've had a bit of a scramble down on the rocks, and I'm on the edge of the cliff at the moment, and it's just before it starts to rain. But I lifted my tripod up earlier on. I lifted my tripod right up above my head and set the camera on a 10-second timer to try and get this one sea stack that's on its own. So I thought I'd come for a walk and see if I can find something that I liked, and I have, but I'm not finding it easy to get the camera in the position I want to get it into. I'm actually properly balanced on the edge of the rocks, trying to get myself in a position where I've got this strip of water. Oh, that's much better. I've got this strip of water with green algae in it, and all the lines are leading that direction. It's absolutely fantastic. Really, really, really cool. Love this shot. I might try and do it as a panoramic if I can as well. If I can get this camera, if I can get the tripod level, I'll run a panoramic so I can get a bit more of a sweep of what's in front of me. But this is pretty nice. Quite a nice one to finish off the day. I'm going to make this the last one. I'm going to take me focus stacks, focus on the foreground, then focus on the midground. Let's go back to the foreground because I've moved my finger. Focus on the foreground, focus on the midground, and then focus on the distance. That's going to be an absolutely fantastic photograph. A nice bit of green, lovely leading lines, sea stack, mountains in the background, and all these nice storm clouds. And I think you can see Snowdon right off in the far distance as well, which is makes it even specialer. If special is an actual word. So I'm going to leave you with these last couple of images. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot if you can like and subscribe this video, or like and share this video, should I say. And if you can subscribe, it'd be even better still. It really would be good to get some more subscribers, and tell people, you know, what I do, where I am, and what sort of photographs I put out there. And hopefully I'll give a little bit of information as well in the meantime of what can be useful and what can't be useful. So yeah, till next time. Hope this hasn't been too long for you. Showed you where the sea stacks are, an easy little place to come to. So till next time, when I've got more time on my hands to be playing with my camera. Ciao for now. I'm going to carry on shooting. See ya.